Hello and welcome again to my channel. My name is Yetunde Adewumi. I run a fashion school in Ibadan, Nigeria. We have in-class and we have the online classes. We have lots of social media pages. You can follow us on Facebook, Yeti House of Fashion, YE80 House of Fashion. You can also follow us on Instagram at YE80_fashion. That's the Instagram handle. I will put it on the screen. It will roll over so you can follow us. And it's been a while I made a video, and that's because I wanted to get a cleaner version of for a qualitative video, because a lot of complaints had been coming about our videos have not been super clean and super clear, so we had to work on it. So this is it. I promised I wouldn't make a video until I have a clearer version, so I hope this is a clearer version. So once again, my name is Yetunde Adewumi, and today we'll be taking what we call handkerchief flare. Yes, we'll be running on handkerchief flare. And basically, what do we need? We don't need much. You obviously will be needing your fabric, you obviously will be needing your tape measurements, you obviously will be needing a scissors. If possible, you'll be needing a ruler. This time around, I'll just be dealing with this. And then what does an handkerchief flare mean? That's where we'll start from. Obviously, this is just a short video. This is a flare that we have already started cutting. So this is a flare, and I will just be, let me show you, it's a flare around the body. So I'll just be showing you how to turn it into an handkerchief flare. If you don't know how to cut a flare, maybe you can drop your comments. I will probably have to come back to it. Now this is a 180-degree flare, it's not a 360-degree flare, and it was folded into 4. This is the upper part of the flare that we cut out from it. So this was how the flare was naturally before we cut it out. Now going back to what handkerchief flare means. Handkerchief flare is any flare that has angles. You can see this flare has angles in the front. You can see angle in the front, and you can see angle at the side. This is a 4-cornered handkerchief flare. That handkerchief is going to have like a V, a triangle coming out of it. That's what handkerchief flare is. So we are just going to be turning this straight flare into an handkerchief flare. That's what we're doing today. So I'll be explaining how you can do the 2 angles and how you can do the 4 angles. This is a 4 angle. It has at the 2 sides. It has at the 2 sides. It has in front and it has at the back. So we have 4. This is just a cape on an off-shoulder dress. I'm not taking off-shoulder today, maybe some other days. We're just taking out. This was cut like a flare for the cape of the dress, so, and then it has an handkerchief flare. So that's why we are treating handkerchief flare today. So like I said, this is the upper part that we cut away from the flare, and so we don't need this again. I just brought it. So moving on to the flare, the first thing you need to know is that you need to add more length to your flare for your handkerchief flare. So naturally, this dress, now if I wanted to cut a normal flare, this would have been the length of it, this shorter angle. But because I needed an handkerchief flare, I have to add the extra length for it to come in the angled way. So the number of inches you want for your length is what you add to your flare. So naturally, let me look at this flare now. This is an 11 inches flare. But naturally, for this flare, I wanted a 7 inches. A 7 inches. By after when I sew it, it's going to be a 6 inches. It's a dress that has a peplo on it, so it just has to be 6 inches, so it doesn't cover your hips and then it doesn't cover your butt. So from your half length, it's just going to be 6 inches flare. It's just be ending like this top on the dress. So normally I needed a 7 inches. After sewing it, I'll be 6 inches. But in this flare now, I have 11 inches. So what we're doing is, how can we turn this flare into an handkerchief flare. So like I said, I'll be using this to explain a two angled flare. So the first one I'll talk about is the two angles. You can have your angle in front and at the back, and you can have them at the two sides. So if you want a two angled flare, you've cut your flare, this is into two, and then you fold into four. So when you fold into four, you lay it down. You take your chalk as usual. You can use the erasable ink, you can use your tailor's chalk, and you can any chalk, or some people use marker just to indicate it. So your flare is folded into four. And it's also very important that you need to indicate the part you're working with. Now this is obviously from this way, this is the front of the center front of the dress, this is the center back, and then these are the two sides. So you need to indicate clearly where you want your flare to, your angles to be. So this is the center front and center back, while these are the sides. So let's imagine I want the two angles to be at the sides. So this is my center front and my center back, right? I want the two angles to be at my sides. So obviously this will be the longest part, because this 7 inches added another 4 inches. So that means I want my angled flare to be a 4 inches flare. If you want it to be longer than it, add it. If it's like maybe a short dress to a full length dress, you would have to cut your full length dress, then you reduce it from your short length to your full length. So depending on how long you want the angle to be, so that's why I added just 4 inches. So now I've added 4 inches, this is the way the side I want the angles to be. So the side I don't want the angles to be, I mark out my 4 inches at that side. Once I mark it out, then I take my ruler to draw a straight line to reach that side, a straight line to reach that side. And then so you're going to have something like this line, and then you cut it out. Once you cut it out, you have these two sides popping out, and then this side will be just like that. So that's if you want a two angle. So these two sides will have the angles. Now if you want 4 angles, you need to fold your fabric. It's into 4 now. You have 1, 2, 3, and 4. But if you want 4 angles like what's on the mannequin, you have to now fold your fabric into 8. You fold it into 8. So this is 8 fold now. Once you have it into 8, you just take this. Now obviously these 2 folds, now we have these 2 sides. These ones are the center front, this is the center front, this is the center back, and then these are the 2 other sides that we folded back. If those are the 4 angles you want it, obviously like this one, center front, center back, and then the 2 sides being folded together like this one. So that's where, if that's where you want the angle, you leave that side like that, then you measure out your 4 inches from the other side, and then you draw your straight line to, you take your ruler and you draw a straight line to reach that side. So this is what I will be cutting out if I want a 4 angled flare. Well, now the reverse can be the case if you want your angles to be probably in the middle of your dress, maybe here on your bust line and at the back, something like your dark line. Then you can take this side. So that means you have to decrease it at this side, and then you slant it towards this side if you want. But for what I did, this one will just be just like what is on the mannequin. You have your angles popping out like that. But for this client, you actually want a 6 angled handkerchief flare. So for a 6 angled handkerchief flare, I have to do something else. My fabric is folded into 4 now, but I have to open out into 2 and fold into 3. So I'm going to have 1, 2, and 3 folds. So folding like this now, I have this sides. So this one will not have a particular side because it can be anywhere. So once I folded into 3 like this, then I now will fold into 2. So instead of our 4 angled that was folded into 8, this one was folded into 12. So once I've done that now, I now take out my 4 inches at any side because I really don't know where it will end to. Now if I look at this place, the center front center back is inside. Let me check where it is so I know what side. I can't even locate, so I need to first be careful to know where my center. Okay, this is my center back, this is my center front, so they're already facing different places, but it's just dependent on what I want. So but because after even folding, they are now ending at the same side, because my center front was here, my center back was here, and then I folded into 12, so they are at the same side. So good for me. I just take out, that's the angle, that's the part I want angle, so I take out my 4 inches from the other side, and then I draw a straight line to reach my triangle flare. So this is what I'm cutting out, and then so I take my scissors and then I cut it out. The scissors is not so strong because we are folded into it. For those that were making inquiries about one thing or the other, you can use the WhatsApp number to reach us. So I've cut it out, and you can see, so you have this, and then I open it out into 2. You've seen this. These are 2 angles now, and then we have it 1, 2. So we have 6 angles. Now hope you can count it. This is 1, this is 2 and 3, this is 4 and 5, and this is 6. So we have 6 angles for this flare. Now this flare is going to overlap on the presents, but now let me try and use this as what is on the mannequin. If this was a off shoulder top, now you can see the angles coming out just like that. But this dress is for an elderly person, and she wants it here, and it's actually more than enough because she wants a little of gathers at the handkerchief place. So if you want something like this, and then so at the handkerchief lines we're going to have a little pleat. You can see this maybe like a 2 inches pleat at each side, so it's going to end on the dark lines in front like that, and then whatever is remaining. So normally for the flare we added more than enough. Like I said, if you don't know how to cut the flare, you would have to drop a comment and I will come back to treat it. I'll be treating your request according to the highest number of requests. So that's just how to cut your handkerchief flare. If you don't understand, download the video, and then probably when you download it you can save it and then pause and replay. If you don't know how to download the YouTube video, go on your Google, search for how to download the video. They will give you a link, a page you can download, or a link to follow to download your YouTube video. So that's all for today on how to cut your handkerchief flare. I hope I've helped someone. This is a 6 angle. I've told you how to do the 2 angles, and I told you how to do the 4 angles. Thank you very much. For more of our videos, trust me, many more videos will be coming by God's grace weekly. Subscribe to our channel, drop your comments, like our page, tell it to someone to come there, and whatever it is will come back for it. Thank you once again. My name is Yituli Adewumi. I run a fashion school in Ibadan, Nigeria. For any inquiries, you can talk to the number on the screen. Thank you, and bye for now.